What's up? What's up? Blerd Cartel Universe. It's your boy, HollyHood Sensei, Sensei of the Blerd Cartel. We in the building once again. Like, you already know where to follow us. Blerd Cartel on Facebook, IG, YouTube, Twitter, Spotify, TikTok, and Twitch. And you can also follow me on TikTok, HollyHood underscore Sensei 215. Follow me on Instagram at HollyHood underscore Sensei. That's also HollyHood underscore Sensei 215 on TikTok. Sensei HollyHood on Twitter. You know what I mean? And yes, this is a brand new joint. You know what I mean? Brand new show by yours truly, Sensei of the Blerd Cartel, CEO status. You know what I mean? Welcome to HollyHood. You know what I mean? So what we're going to do on this one is we're just going to go through a lot of topics that maybe we probably already discussed on this platform, some topics that we haven't discussed on this platform, and also some topics that you, the viewers, want me to discuss on this platform. I'm going to give you my thoughts, my perspective, how I feel about things. You know what I mean? And shout out to everybody that's watching this, John. You know what I mean? I appreciate you tuning in. This is me by myself. This is the Sensei. HollyHood, we in the building. You know what I mean? Make sure you hit that like button. You know what I mean? Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube page, subscribe to the Facebook page. Thank you. I'm hoping it's going to be your favorite show. I want this to be a lot of people's favorite show, but especially yours. You know what I mean? But yeah, so like I said, we're going to go through topics. I'm going to give you my perspective, my thoughts on it. You know what I mean? You're going to get my view. You're going to see how the sensei thinks. You know what I mean? The way I go through topics and all that. So, all right. What we talking about tonight? Tonight, so thing I want to talk about tonight, we got accountability and communication. You know, we're going to go into like the importance of how that helps in your healing process, how that helps your relationships, how that helps your friendships. You know what I mean? Just how it helps in general. You know what I mean? To be able to be accountable and to be able to communicate properly. You know what I mean? I feel like that's a big thing, you know what I mean, that a lot of people lack. You know what I mean? So we're gonna get into that. Also, we're gonna get into and I'm on a podcast that kind of covers these type of topics, but I'm going to get into why I feel as though the gender war type of topics on podcasts are idiotic, and also why I feel like they are beneficial in some type of way. I mean, that's going to be my I got a segment. We're going to call that Two Things Can Be True. You know what I mean? So that's my Two Things Can Be True segment right there. You know what I mean? Gender war podcast topics. And then we have celebrities cheating. We all know the big deal, the big news that happened today. Nia Long, Ime Udoka. You know, it's all over the news. You've been seeing it everywhere since you woke up this morning. You know what I mean? We're going to cover that. I'm going to get into why, we care so much about celebrities cheating. I don't know why we care so much about it, but we're going to get into it. And then my final segment of the night, if you knew better, you do better. So what I'm going to do on that one is I'll probably take a meme or maybe a tweet or whatever. I'll post it up, give you my thoughts about it, let you know where they went wrong, and I'm going to tell you how you go right. You know what I mean? So if you knew better, you do better. We're going to get into that. You know what I mean? So like I said, this is Welcome to HollyHood. Thank you for everybody that's tuning in right now. I appreciate you. You know what I mean? You see that banner at the bottom of the screen. Make sure you follow, like, share, subscribe. But yeah, let's get into our first. Accountability. The definition, a noun, the quality or state of being accountable, especially an obligation or willingness to accept responsibility or to account for one's actions. Now, why is accountability such a big topic these days? Why? Why do you think that? You know what I mean? I think it's because a lot of people are stepping into their grown phase or stepping into their accountability phase. Like me myself, I could tell you that accountability was like a foreign concept for me. Like I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like if you were like rating people's characteristics like 2K or something, my accountability probably would have been like in the 20s or the 30s or something. You know what I mean? That's how foreign of a concept. That's how bad I was at being accountable. You know what I mean? Because I was so used to, either my family or my friends enabling the nut ass behavior I was displaying, or just me myself being narcissistic, thinking like, yo, whatever I do is right anyway. You know what I mean? So it don't matter if you mad. You know what I mean? You'll get over it. But nah, you know what I mean? After failed relationships, after going through a whole divorce, yes, I am divorced. You know what I mean? After going through all that, I had to ask myself, you know, on a very lonely, depressed day, I had to ask myself, I said, yo, bro, how is it? How did we get here? You know what I mean? How did we get here? How did we get in this situation time after time, numerous times? You know what I mean? And I had to look myself in the mirror and say, bro, the common denominator in all of this is you, my friend. It's you. You know what I mean? You always had you always had this thing about you where, you know, you would try your best, try your hardest to find out what the other person did that made you react or act the way you did. Instead of looking at yourself and saying, maybe you shouldn't have did that. Maybe you should have actually tried to communicate your way out of this situation instead of acting on it angrily and to see where you got you. I mean, I couldn't see that in the past. Like I said, that was a foreign concept to me. I was blind to that fact, to that notion. Like I mean, I couldn't see that. But after my divorce, like I said, I had to look in the mirror. Oh, people truly don't want to grow up, so they don't want to handle business and see fault in themselves. We also live in America, in which we teach exceptionalism and apologies feel like a weakness, especially amongst young men. Yes, sir. That is, man. Listen, we talking some real heavy shit on. Yes, I'm divorced. You know what I mean? I wasn't proud of the divorce. I'm gonna be honest. Like no one should be proud of getting divorced. But you know, after I healed myself, got my accountability in order, and was actually able to communicate properly with my ex-wife. You know what I mean? We were able to mend, our broken friendship relationship, and we cool to this day. Even though our marriage didn't work out, we Gucci. I mean, because I was able to actually say, "Hey, bro, you did her dirty. You did her wrong." You know what I mean? And you got to change that. Like, it was enough sorries. Like, you don't know how many times I might have texted out super long paragraphs telling her I was sorry. You know what I mean? Blah, blah, blah. And that sorry shit can only get you but so far. You know what I mean? Only could get you but so far. Your words got to turn into action at some point in time. Like the best apology is change behavior. You know what I mean? Not, you could say you could say sorry a million times, a million and one times. But if you're gonna still go back and do the same bullshit you did, you said all those words for nothing. You know what I mean? So changing yourself is the best apology. The best way to hold yourself accountable. Look yourself in the mirror and say, hey, I did this wrong. I did that wrong. I could have did this right. I could have did that right. Make a plan for yourself. You know what I mean? Notice your flaws. Correct those flaws. Whether you going to therapy and talking to somebody about it, whether you just opening up to a friend, talking to them about it, whether you're practicing meditation, you know what I mean? Whatever you can do to break you out of that shell to get yourself into a better mindset, that's what you got to do. Yeah, people think apologies is a simple "I'm sorry." No, it means a regretful acknowledgement of of an offense or failure. Facts. If you keep doing it, it's not regretful. Facts. I mean, you keep doing the same thing. What they call it, insanity. You keep doing the same thing over and over again. You know what I mean? And you're expecting a different result, but you're getting the same result. You know what I mean? You insane. I mean, basically. But yeah, apologies can only get you so far. You know what I mean? It's your actions. You know, they always say actions speak louder than words. And it's the truth. The moment that I actually started improving on what I actually say and then doing it, I mean, because you could say anything in the world. You could tell somebody, oh, I'm going to change. Oh, I'm going to start being more attentive. I'm going to start, stop being emotional. I'm going to start doing this. I'm going to start doing that. I mean, you could say that all day, all night. But until you actually start practicing, and you actually start implementing those things you said you were going to do, you know what I mean? The change never comes about. You know what I mean? And that accountability will never be there. You know what I mean? But yeah, cut those apologies out. You know what I mean? Nobody wants to hear sorry anymore. We want to see you change. You want somebody to accept your apology. You want somebody to actually, see you in a different light. Do things in a different light. Stop doing things in that same murky, shadowy ass light they always see you in. You know what I mean? Improve their vision of you by improving your actions. And that's how you could be accountable in my definition. You know what I mean? I ain't no relationship coach. I'm not on here. Keep it a bean. I'm just a nigga that's in a new realm of life. You know what I mean? I've changed my ways. I'm telling you, I used to be a toxic motherfucker. You know what I mean? I was out here drawing in these streets, but I've reached enlightenment. You know what I mean? I I know how to hold myself accountable. I know how to communicate. You know what I mean? I'm a emotionally available nigga now. All that shit. You know what I mean? I've switched it up. I'm just trying to spread awareness. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to give a message to other motherfuckers that's trying to change and trying to be on the same type time I'm on. You know what I mean? It's about time that we get a different perspective. We got all these podcasts out here where they tell you this toxic view of how you should treat people, how you should treat women, and all this other shit. We not doing that here, bro. Like, I mean, I'm just here giving you my perspective, my thoughts. And listen, I am in no means no relationship coach or nothing. That's I don't got no fucking certifications, none of that shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, also you gotta men, you know what I mean? We as men, and I know I got some niggas watching, we gotta hold each other accountable, bro. Like, you know what I mean? A lot of us dudes out here be doing some nut ass shit. You know what I mean? Like nutty, whether it's you cheating on somebody, you not taking care of your kids. You know what I mean? You know your man's be smacking his girl up on some Ike Turner shit. You know what I mean? Just anything, and you just condone it, you enable it, you don't say anything about it. Like, you know what I mean? I salute the niggas that will tell their man, like, yo, bro, you need to take care of your kids. Like, you know what I mean? You need to be in their lives. You need to do this and that. You know what I mean? We need more of that. You know what I mean? We need more men like me on these podcasts, on these airwaves. You know what I mean? Spreading that type of message. Instead of saying, oh man, this girl, she that. Like, no, we don't. All that shit is nutty. You know what I mean? We don't need that. And also women, I mean, we need more of y'all too. To hold your homegirls accountable that be out here doing this nut ass shit. You know what they be doing. You know what I mean? Cheating on a man or using these niggas for bread or, you know what I mean? Not taking care of their kids the right way. You know what I mean? You got to be able to say something too. You know what I mean? Stop enabling this shit. Stop condoning it. Hold your folks accountable. If that's going to lose you a friendship, lose you some communication from a person for a while, that is what it is. You know what I mean? That's just what it has to be. You know what I mean? But if they don't want to change, then I just let you know right there, yo, I don't need that person in my life. We don't need to be friends. You know what I mean? If you couldn't accept this information and see that I was trying to help you, you know what I mean? Then we good without each other. You know what I mean? But I still feel like those are conversations you need to have with your folks. If you know you got some family, some friends out here that's fucking up and they not doing what they supposed to be doing. I mean, we all grown. You should be able to pull them to the side and say, hey, listen, you need to change up. You gotta switch this up. Like, I mean, and that goes into my next thing about communication. I mean, but man, birds of a feather. If that's how she moves, she not my people. You know what I mean? Facts. You know, some people, but that's not everybody though. You know what I mean? Some people know that they homegirls will be scandalous, so some niggas will know that they mans is dirty but beyond belief, and they won't say nothing at all. I mean, they won't say nothing at all. Whether it's because they scared of that motherfucker, or like I said, a lot of people out here are just, scared of losing a friendship or scared of losing some type of validation that person gives you or something. Like, I mean, you got to be able to break free of that type of bondage and let these people know that they fucking up. Like, one of my best friends in the world, shout out my boy Antoine, you know what I mean? And, hit him up for that PGR, you know what I mean? Playground results. Hit my boy up for that clothing. Next time I'm going to have that link in here so y'all can hit my boy up for them shirts. He got some fire shit for you. But back to my point. The reason why I hold him in such high regard out of almost any nigga I know is because when I talk to him, when we just speaking man to man, it's no enablement. It's none of that shit. He keep it a beam with me. If I'm out in these streets fucking up, if I'm looking like a clown, if I'm drawing, he gonna tell me like, bro, you gotta switch that shit up. You gotta get your shit together. You drawing. I mean, you on nut shit right now. I mean, and we need that. You need somebody in your corner that's able to tell you that. I mean, that's why you see a lot of these rappers or whoever, these niggas that got clout, got status, got fame, they do dumb shit because they don't got nobody in their ear to tell them, like, bro, you gotta chill. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like that's important. Everybody need that type of homeboy. Everybody need that type of homegirl. You need somebody that's gonna tell you, that's gonna level you, that's gonna humble you, let you know, like, yo, you gotta get your shit together. I mean, gotta have that accountability within yourself. Make sure you got friends that can hold you accountable, that can hold themselves accountable. You know what I mean? And don't be out here like, I'm not preaching this shit and not doing it myself. Like, I mean, don't be out here trying to tell somebody to change their ways. Try to be accountable if you ain't doing it on your own. Like, I mean, practice what you preach for real. Like, but yeah, let's get into this communication, man. The definition of communication. Communication is a process by which information is exchanged between individuals through a common system of symbols and signs of behavior. That's the Webster's Dictionary definition. Robert Anderson says communication is an interchange of thoughts, opinions, or information by speech, writing, or signs. Now, why is communication important? Communication is important because you can relay your thoughts, your feelings, you know what I mean, your expectations, your boundaries, your standards. I mean, a lot of people end up in situations where they look foolish or they just wind up super mad about it because there was no communication established. You never told this person how you felt when they did this, or you never told this person how you would feel if they did this. You know what I mean? You just let it go. And I feel like speaking to men on this one for real, I mean, a lot of us have to get our communication together. And I'm speaking from experience. You know what I mean? As a person that when things went left or things went down, I just shut down. I don't say anything. You know what I mean? Just keep it to myself. Like, all right, I mean, I'm going to just let it rock. Nah, no. That creates way more problems than you think it will. You know what I mean? Because you let thoughts in your mind, you let that shit fester. I mean, it start to eat you up. Then your behavior change towards that person. And the next thing you know, you arguing and you blurting out some of the most horrendous, evil things you could say. You know what I mean? Because you've been holding that shit in. It's all pent up. You know what I mean? And you just letting it explode. But no, in that moment when you feel upset, in that moment when you feel hurt, you know what I mean, relay that information. You could tell you could tell your significant other, you could tell your friend, hey yo, I ain't like what you said right there. I mean, you know, I didn't like how that came across. I mean, what did you mean by that? I mean, you could communicate these things without going crazy on somebody, without, I mean, wanting to resort to violence, I mean, or get into a physical, a verbal shout match, I mean, because verbal abuse is real, I mean, and a lot of that comes from not being able to communicate. No, I mean, I do got experience. That's why I'm speaking this way. You know what I mean? Because I do have the experience. Because my communication sucked. I mean, it sucked. I didn't say much, and then when I did say much, I was saying the worst of it. You know what I mean? At the worst time. Like, you got to be able to express your feelings. Let somebody know, hey, I'm feeling this way. And also, a big part of communication is receiving the information that the person is talking about. Like, a lot of people, we don't, when we listening to somebody, we're not listening to understand what they saying. A lot of people, we just listening to combat what they saying. But receive the information that they talking about. You know what I mean? Actually listen to what they're telling you. Because one thing I know about women, I mean, from dealing with my relationships, they don't just say shit just to say it. Like, I mean, if she telling you something, bro, it's because 10 times out of 10, you either did that shit or you not doing something. I mean, so you should pay attention to that. You should listen. Facts. Communication to relationships is like oxygen to life. Without it, you have nothing. It's death. I mean, if you could, that's one of my biggest things about relationships. Communication, trust. You gotta have those two. Those, I think, feel like they go hand in hand. If you can't communicate with your partner, if your partner feels like they can't talk to you, you got something bad going on. You know what I mean? You got something bad going on. If your part of your significant other feels like I can't express myself to you because you gonna do this, that's a bad joint right there. I mean, fools often can't stop themselves from stating their opinions and telling anyone or everyone who will listen just what they think. A wise man, on the other hand, is more interested in hearing what others have to say. Facts. You know what I mean? I mean, they said a wise man once said nothing. You know what I mean? We know the loudest one in the room is the fool. You know what I mean? But yeah, communication, bro. I mean, cut all that. If you know you mad, and sometimes also I can say this as well. Everybody's not built differently. I mean, everybody's not built the same. Everybody's built differently. Everybody's not built the same. So some people process their anger differently than others. If you know you can't just decompress and cool your anger out right there within that split second just to convey what you had to say, then also you could walk out the room, you could walk off, you could cool off. Because I feel like the best communication comes from when your mind is clear and when you're not emotional. I mean, when you're emotional, bad things happen. You know what I mean? Bad things happen when you're emotional. Clear mind, logic mind, sound mind when you're having these conversations will help you. You know what I mean? Sometimes you got to remove your feelings from it and tell that person, hey, this is how I felt when you said this. You know what I mean? And you also let them tell you, this is how I felt when you said that, and this is how I'm feeling. And I mean, you establish that type of communication, establish your boundaries with people. You could tell people what you don't like, what you expect. You know what I mean? What you do like, all that. You can communicate that. You know what I mean? I don't understand why we act like it's I mean, it's like a fucking fear factor challenge to tell people how you feel or what you want from them. Like, I mean, like people won't be able to disappoint you as much if you can tell them. You know what I mean? You tell them what you expect. I mean, they know what you expect. They know what your expectations are. If they live up to them, they live up to them. If they don't, I mean, but gotta have that communication intact, man. Like, make sure, like I said, like, share, subscribe, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Twitch. I mean, Twitch, Blerd, Cartel. I mean, I'm a little nervous, man. I'm by myself tonight, so I mean, this is the first episode of this joint. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna get better. You know what I mean? But thanks for y'all for rocking with me. You know what I mean? Let's get into this next topic, though. Matter of fact, this is not the next topic. The next topic is why two things can be true. So our next segment, the next topic is why are the gender war podcast topics idiotic and why are they beneficial? Now, if you've been here, you've seen the locker room on Monday, and whew, I can say that that was a very uh, that was a lit episode. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I mean? It was a very lit episode. You know what I mean? But the one thing is a lot of the rhetoric or just comments being spewed on the panel rub people the wrong way. And it was a conversation that basically, you know, dwelled in the gender role type of, you know, it came into a gender role type of comment. Oh, you kill it. Thank you. I appreciate you. You know, we only going to get better. You know what I mean? Practice makes perfect. You know what I mean? You get better at podcasting by podcasting, right? You know what I mean? And I am going to post it because I'm proud of you. You know what I mean? But, yeah. So, like, the topic was if you're in a relationship as a man, are you washing dishes, washing clothes, or you cooking dinner? You know what I mean? And it was mixed reactions on the panel. You know what I mean? Some said, yeah, I don't have a problem with it. Others said, I'm not doing that shit. And that's fine and dandy. You know what I mean? That's cool. But to me, the whole basis of that question is idiotic. You know what I mean? The question was asked by a woman, by the way. You know what I mean? If anybody want further context. I mean, that whole statement and question was presented by a woman. But that's neither here nor there. You know what I mean? The whole context of it, like I said before, dwelled into that whole gender role conversation. It's basically said within that conversation, women, when you in the house, that's what you need to be doing. Washing clothes, washing dishes, making dinner. And it said as a man, this is what you should be doing. Paying all the bills, changing oil, fixing shit around the house. Gender roles. My grandfather taught me to stay out of other grown men households because y'all ain't gonna get into it. Also, stay out of women's business. There's nothing good that comes from it since that is a place of pride. So I ask questions on my shows are like, what would you tell your 18-year-old self? And yes, on the locker room, we will be gearing more into those type of conversations. You know what I mean? It is the locker room talk. We are men. We need to speak to men and speak to the young boys in different ways instead of all this men versus women shit that I feel as though is dumb. Yeah, I mean, but like I said, the whole gender role conversation. Are women supposed to be just in the house, washing dishes, cooking, washing clothes? Asia, what's going on with you? My answer to that, no. It's 2022, bro. It's not 1936. It's not 1946 or some shit like that where your great granddad or your grandpa was the only nigga in the crib getting money. You know what I mean? So everything was ran through him. You know what I mean? So back in the day, yeah, you know what I mean, you seen women just in the house doing that. I mean, because that's back in the day. We are not in those times anymore. Like I said, we're in 2022. It's about to be 2023 in a few months. I mean, it's a modern time. Women have different rights that they didn't. They have rights that they didn't have back then. They got jobs. They getting paid more than some dudes now. You know what I mean? So to expect a woman to just stay home and do those things, 9 times out of 10, bro, it's not happening. Every dude in America is not just living in a crib where he's paying everything. It's not happening. You know what I mean? You getting assistance from either your girlfriend or whoever else is living with you. You know what I mean? Unless you really up like that in these streets, then yeah, you got it. You could take care of everything. But the way the cost of living is now, inflation didn't hit. You know what I mean? It's more than one income in a home. You know what I mean? It's more than one income in a home. And as far as the washing dishes, washing clothes, cooking shit, if your woman is working and you working, y'all both working 10, 12 hour days or whatever. I mean, is there really any cooking going on? Most of the time, y'all tired as fuck, both of y'all. You know what I mean? So you ordering out. You know what I mean? If you really not cooking like that, there shouldn't be no dishes. So you eliminate that problem. Washing clothes, as a man, when you were by yourself and you didn't have a woman, who was washing your clothes? You were. So just because she moved in and now she here, that don't mean you can't wash your clothes yourself. You can still do that shit. When she wasn't here and you needed to eat, who was feeding you? You fed yourself, right? If you didn't have no money, you got in the kitchen and you made your own shit. I mean, so why would you stop that now? Like, you could still do that. Sometimes you may be able, you could probably cook better than your girl. So I mean, maybe it's you in the kitchen doing the cooking. You know what I mean? As long as y'all fucking eat, that's all that matters. It don't matter who the fuck making it. You know what I mean? Y'all both eating, right? That's all that matters. TBH, most dudes don't know how to build anything. And I used to do carpentry. Not many people can do that. Or oil change. Right. A lot of dudes can't do that. You know what I mean? And the reason why is because they weren't taught how to do it or they just didn't seek out how to do it. You know what I mean? You know, and also we live in a time where you got apps on your phone where you can get that type of service done for you if you can afford it. Like, you know what I mean? Why change the oil when why would I change the oil physically when I could just take it to the service shop and they can do it for me? You know what I mean? Like, but that's how some dudes think. Some dudes, you know, be like, fuck it, I'll change the oil myself. Like, I mean, it's different ways. As long as the business get handled, you know what I mean, shouldn't matter how it got done. You know what I mean, as long as you can handle it. But yeah, back to the original point of why I think it's idiotic. The reason why I think it's idiotic because a lot of these topics and podcasts just promote generalization. You know what I mean? They just project, you know, bullshit propaganda in my mind. I mean, in my opinion. You know what I mean? You get people that generalize men and women into one big ass group and say, oh, well, all men do this or all women do that. And my thing is, you can't say all men are cheaters. Have you slept with every dude in the world? Have you come across every man in the world to know every nigga is a dog? He's a cheater. No, you have not. You know what I mean? The people you've ran across are, and that goes back into holding yourself accountable. You know what I mean? The common denominator is you. You know what I mean? Hold on. The thing about gender roles that most don't pay attention to is that they were only established based on a specific need. Men's roles are often evolving, yet they want women's to stay the same. True. I mean, but I feel like all our roles should be evolving. I mean, there's women out here now that are head of households, you know what I mean, that are making more money than their man, you know what I mean, and they living comfortably, you know what I mean, because they establish communication, they know what they want out of each other, and that man not insecure, he's not mad that his woman makes more money than him, you know what I mean, so. But there's also women out there who are making a bank, and that man is just in the crib not doing anything but laying pipe. He ain't got no type of plumber certificate. But you know what I mean? And then it's also dudes footing all the bills. You know what I mean? And you just got your woman up there just laying up. You know what I mean? But yeah, gender roles are a dated concept. You know what I mean? It's an archaic way of thinking. You know what I mean? It's a new time. I mean, all that traditional shit is out. For me, all that traditional shit is out the window, bro. Like in most cases, because we are not in a traditional time. Like, I mean, we are in a modern time. We have modern ideologies. I mean, there's different opportunities than there were back then. I mean, we're not in the traditional era no more. All that gender role shit, we need to cut that out. I mean, that's why I feel as though it's idiotic idiotic because it's too much generalization going on in these conversations. I mean, too much projecting. I mean, and people actually not giving off the right information. Facts. Plus, each relationship is different. Now, the reason why I think it's also beneficial, I mean, because you need to hear both sides. I mean, you need to hear both sides, and they're not. Every podcast out here is not spewing the same rhetoric, the same propaganda, the same bullshit. There's podcasts out here that's actually, you know, promoting and preaching the right information. You know what I mean? Within these type of topics. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to be one of those podcasts as well. You know what I mean? So it's beneficial in that aspect because there's people that actually want this information. There's people that actually want to acquire this knowledge. You know what I mean? And if you're giving the right knowledge, the right information to people, then you know what I mean, hopefully better results will happen. But if you got a bunch of, Andrew Tates and shit out here, you know what I mean, or fresh and fits, you know what I mean, we need less of those. We need less of those and we need more HollyHoods. You know what I mean? Appreciate you, Asian. I mean, I appreciate everybody that's watching this, John. You know what I mean? Once again, this is Welcome to HollyHood. Follow the Blerd Cartel. You know what I mean? Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Spotify, TikTok, and Twitch. I mean, make sure you follow me as well. You know what I mean? HollyHood _ Sensei 215 on TikTok. HollyHood Sensei on Instagram. Sensei HollyHood on Twitter. But yeah, that's two things can be true though. You know what I mean? I'm gonna have a better John for y'all next week. But yeah, that's two things can be true. Let's get into this next John though. We all know the news of the day. You know what I mean? Ime Udoka, coach of the Boston Celtics. You know what I mean? Cheated on his wife. Or, you know what I mean? With a worker within the organization of the Boston Celtics. Yo, bro, what's going on with you? You know what I mean? But yeah, Ime Udoka, the news is he cheated on someone within the organization, might be facing a year suspension of discipline. You know what I mean? Yikes. But yeah, what I wanted to get into that for is why do we care so much about celebrities' personal lives or infidelities and things like that? Why are we so surprised when these things happen, when these things occur? And why do we also, out the person that was cheating, the the cheater involved? You know what I mean? Why don't we go for the person that did the cheating. You know what I mean? But we always go for the person they did the cheating with. You know what I mean? That's what I want to know. Hold on, let me read some of these comments. I feel like given the opportunity, a man will cheat if that's what he feels. Nothing can prevent it. And Ime Udoka, you, one thing I want to say, bro, we all know that black men don't cheat, bruh. We know that. And look what you did. You just fucked the whole, you know what I mean, up. The whole, now we can't even, like, come on, man. He, black men don't cheat. He cheated on black men's childhood crush. All of them. We don't claim him, you know what I mean? We don't claim this man. Like, misery loves company, facts. You know what I mean? Because people treat celebrities like they aren't humans. That is true. You know what I mean? We put celebrities on this pedestal, on this, different tier, this different criteria. And it's like they human. They human just like us. They make mistakes. They just got more money. I mean, they just got more clout, more fame. But at the same time, you're a human just like me. I mean, you go to sleep just like I do. You eat just like I do. You shit just like I do. You bleed just like I do. I mean, you just got more money than me. That's it. But at the end of the day, we all going to face the same fate, laying, you know, with our head back, face up towards that casket. You know what I mean? But cheating is a choice. It is not a mistake. You know what I mean? But my thing is, you shouldn't be shocked that celebrities get cheated on. You know what I mean? We seen, to me, the most beautiful woman in the world get cheated on. Beyonce. Jay-Z cheated on her. You know what I mean? Niggas cheat. People cheat. You know what I mean? It's human nature. That's what people do. You know what I mean? And that's why people eat this shit up, because they love to see the human in the celebrity. Yeah, that is true. You know what I mean? We love to see, people get humanized. You know what I mean? Yeah, Holly Berry got cheated on. You know what I mean? Holly Berry got cheated on. Like, come on, bro. They get attention that no normal man gets. Facts. There are, now, in some instances, some people establish communication that, hey, you can go out and do what you want to do. Like, you know what I mean? As long as you ain't bringing me nothing back, you good. Like, but my thoughts on cheating is this. If you get into this space where you feel like you need somebody else, or you want to step out on your partner, you might as well just be single. Be single. And then all that cheating shit, you don't gotta worry about that, because you're single. You can have who you want. You could do who you want, and you don't have no consequences. Well, you'll have consequences if you ain't strapped up. I mean, but that's another story. I mean, but as far as cheating goes, just leave that person. Me, I never cheated on in any of my relationships. I was cheated on, but I never cheated on anybody. And I've told every woman that I've been with, every woman that I've talked to, if it comes up to the point where I feel like I need to be with somebody else, or I want to have sex with somebody else, I am going to leave. I'm not going to cheat on you. I'm going to leave. I'm going to remove myself from the situation so I can go do what I want. That's all you got to do. And that comes into communication. You could tell that person, hey, yo, I'm not feeling this. You not doing it for me no more. I mean, I need something else. And you could bounce. I mean, you don't got to be sneaky. You don't got to go behind their back. You know what I mean? And do no none of that shit. Like, you know what I mean? Let me read some of these comments. Don't get drunk around people you're attracted to. That's advice. Facts. I mean, because alcohol will, I mean, that influence is something different. I mean, it's called self-control. Yes, a lot of people do not have self-control. I mean, it's something that you need to practice. I mean, I don't play with it even when I'm in a relationship. Yes. And also, another thing that comes with cheating, you know what I mean? It's not just the act of cheating. It's also, you know what I mean, putting yourself in those situations to cheat. I mean, you shouldn't be putting yourself in those precarious situations where you gotta question whether or not you about to walk out on your, step out on your partner. Like one of the biggest things for me in relationships is respecting your partner when they're not around you. You know what I mean? And what I mean by that is you don't put yourself in situations that's going to jeopardize your relationship. Like, I mean, don't put yourself in those type of situations. Like, because 9 times out of 10, you put yourself in that situation, you're going to end up with a bad result. You know what I mean? And a lot of people aren't forgiving. You know what I mean? A lot of people are naive and they'll forgive you. You know what I mean? But in most cases, it's no forgiveness there. I mean, a lot of times, I mean, what fucks people up is when they found out how you cheated. I mean, like who you cheated with, yes, that also, fucks people up. I mean, but when they find out how you did it, how you went about doing the whole thing, I mean, that fucks them up even more. You know what I mean? So we gotta stop putting ourselves in these situations where we're gonna step out on our significant other. Like, I mean, you're showing yourself, you're showing your partner and your relationship no respect when you do those type of things. You know what I mean? If you want to do those type of things, be in an open relationship or just simply remove yourself from the relationship you're in so you can do whatever the fuck you want. When you're single, you can do what you want. You know what I mean? There's no rules for you. You can do what you want, bro. But, do that. You know what I mean? Play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. Facts. You know what I mean? I appreciate you, man. I appreciate it. I'm just on here right now trying to get all my thoughts. But yeah, celebrities and cheating. I just feel like a lot of us do like to see celebrities in everyday human situations, but also we gotta stop blowing this shit up. Like, I mean, it's other things that's more important to talk about. I mean, I just had to touch on it. I had to get my thoughts on it. I mean, also, everybody posting, oh, the woman he cheated with, like, oh, this who he did it with, this and that, like I get it, it's Nia Long, okay, but instead of trying to embarrass her and make her look like, what I mean, even though yeah, she knew that man was in a relationship, so yeah, definitely, give her some smoke, but give more of the smoke, more of the vitriol to the nigga that actually did the shit. You know what I mean? He knew he was in a relationship. I mean, he knew he wasn't supposed to be doing that shit, and he did it anyway. You know what I mean, yes, she knew it too. You know what I mean? But he brought her along for the ride. You know what I mean, he fucked up and he made black men look bad, bro. You know we don't cheat, and you out here cheating. Like, I mean, public, you the whole coach of the Celtics, my nigga. Like you was just in the NBA Finals, boy. Like, I mean, you took a finals loss and then took another loss off the court. Like, come on, bro. Like, you gotta get your shit together. Yeah, they both gonna get their karma tenfold. Facts. Yeah, she signed up for the ride. She definitely signed up for the ride. I mean, but a lot of these people also, the people that they cheat with, they don't care. They don't have no respect for the person's significant other. But why would they have respect for your significant other if you don't? Like, you know what I mean? Facts. But yeah, I mean, most people won't respect your relationship if they see you don't respect your relationship. Why am I going to respect something that I know you don't respect? Like, I mean, I know you don't give a fuck about it, so, you know what I mean? All right, let's both not give a fuck together. You know what I mean? And that's basically what happened. Yeah, you don't have respect for yourself at that point either. You know what I mean? It's all about self control, you know what I mean? And not putting yourself, like I said, in those precarious situations. I mean, you don't gotta put yourself in those situations. Remove yourself from that. Don't disrespect yourself, your partner, and your relationship. Move smarter. I feel like this should have been if you knew better, you do better. I mean, But yeah, man. Let me get into this last joint. So I'm vocal in relationships now. My girl can ask me what's wrong, and I'll just blurt out, "Shit, I'm feeling insecure as fuck today. My bad. I don't have time for the guessing games. I need you to know I'm feeling shitty." You know what I mean? So that goes back into the communication conversation. You know what I mean? It's a communication conversation. The word of the day, precarious. Yes, sir. Facts. Folks don't do monogamy the right way. Folks don't do a lot of things the right way. Well, all right. So if you knew better, you do better. It goes back to the conversation that we had about communication. So if you feeling like that, instead of walking around with this whole energy and aura that's off-putting, that's standoffish, you know what I mean? You can tell your partner. You can say, "Hey, today just wasn't a good one for me." You know what I mean? I feel this way. You know what I mean? And like I don't want to talk right. You could tell them like, "I feel this way. I don't really want to talk about it right now. We could talk about it later." You know what I mean? Or you could tell them, "Hey, I feel this way, and I just need somebody to talk to. I just need somebody to listen." I mean, you could say that instead of walking around with that shit all pent up, all festering inside of you. You know what I mean? It's best to let that person know how you feeling. You know what I mean? Or take some time, decompress, and then come right back to it and let them know. You know what I mean? But when you lie and you say, "Oh no, I'm not," I mean, and I'm you just lying on some. "Oh, I'm good. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it." You know what I mean? And they can tell your whole energy is of that you something is on your mind. Like if somebody is your significant other or your friend or whoever, your family member, and they've been around you, they can tell. They know your moods. They know how you are. They can tell when you happy. They can tell when you sad. They can tell when you mad. A lot of people can also read body language. You know what I mean? They can tell. So that's why that's like I said, it goes back into the communication. Open up. Let that person know, like, "Yo, this is how I'm feeling. This is how I mean, this is how I felt about whatever, blah blah blah." And you talk. Sometimes talking helps, bro. You don't gotta keep that shit in yourself. You don't gotta walk around with this whole, with your whole aura, just pushing people away. Like, nah. Sometimes it's okay to be vulnerable. It's all right. It's not gonna make you weak. I used to think that. You know what I mean? Letting people know my feelings or how I felt made me weak. You know what I mean? Nah. That's actually a strength. You know what I mean? It's actually a strength. You know what I mean? It strengthens your mind. If strengthens your heart when you can do shit like that. You know what I mean? When you don't do that shit, it break you down. You know what I mean? That's the weakness. Not saying anything. Like, if you can't talk to your partner, then why are y'all together? Facts. You know what I mean? If you and I said that earlier in the show. If your partner feel as though they can't talk to you, y'all can't just have a simple conversation, then that relationship is dead. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the person you sit next to, lay next to, do all that, should not be afraid to talk to you. You know what I mean? You should be the person that they're able to tell anything to. You know what I mean? And if they can't do that, then y'all standing on nothing. You know what I mean? The whole basis of your relationship is just, it's, in fact, energy transference is real. You know what I mean? It is real. It is a real thing. Especially with empaths, man, they can feel all that. You know what I mean? They can just feel your whole, you know what I mean? That could, like I said, man, just express yourself. We got to get out of this notion of we can't say nothing to each other. And the one thing I can say Hold on. Most people now can't communicate at all, bro. You ever seen couples talk to each other in person? It's terrible. Facts. You know what I mean? Grown adults don't know how to talk to each other, which is crazy. Listen, it's that Simply Lemonade, raspberry. You know what I mean? The good John. Negative people don't communicate well, though. That's facts. You know what I mean? Negative people don't communicate well at all because number one, because they don't know how to hold themselves accountable. You know what I mean? Number two, they don't know how to receive information and not try to be combative when they receive that information. And then number three, it's just insecurity. If you can't handle criticism, it's because deep down you're insecure. You know it's the truth, but you just don't want to face that. That's what it is. But if you can remove all of that, you got to remove emotion from the conversations. I said that earlier in the show. When you're emotional, you don't think straight. You don't think straight when you're emotional. You can't have proper, conducive conversations when you're emotional. You gotta be clear minded. You gotta have, you know, sound logic when you're having a conversation. But you gotta be able to process and you gotta be able to receive the information that's coming to you. You can't do that when you're mad and you're fixating on hurting somebody. You can't communicate properly when that's on your mind. Invest in therapy if you can't. Yeah, if you can't speak to somebody, I mean, that you're close with, go to therapy. I'm definitely, looking into therapy. Because I want to talk to people. I want to talk to somebody. I want to get my thoughts out. Some things that's on my mind. I want to talk to them. So yeah, therapy, especially with men, bro. Get some therapy. Black men in general, get therapy, bro. We got a lot of shit that that's pent up in us. Because we was told our whole lives. What you crying for? Or I'm gonna give you something to cry for. Or man up. So like, no, go talk to somebody. Get your communication together. Get your emotions together. That's another big thing I want to touch on. Emotional control. I feel like as a man, you should have your emotions in check. You know what I mean? You should be able to process your emotions properly. We are no longer children. We are grown. There's people that look up to us. I'm 32. I got younger brothers. I got nephews and nieces. They look up to me. So I'm trying to move differently. I'm trying to show them it's a different way to act. It's a different way to think. You can express yourself. You can communicate. I tell all my family I love you, and it's weird when I was younger, but I learned to unlearn that harmful attitude and behavior. Facts. Tell your brothers I love you. Like, you could tell your brother I love you. You could tell your sister. You could tell your mans that you known for 20 plus years. Like, yo, I love you, bro. Like, you could say that every once in a while. You could reach out to your uncle, your fucking dad, your mom, whatever. I love you. You know what I mean? Let them hear that. It don't make you a weak individual to express yourself, to let somebody know you love them. You know what I mean? Let somebody know you think about them. Aisha, you a young boy, Aisha? You know what I mean? Oh, we got the 80s baby in the building. You know what I mean? Like, I'm 1990. Like, I'm fresh off the 80s. Right, I started the era. You know what I mean? I started the 90s. You know what I mean? 32 gang in the building. Let's go. You know what I mean? 32 gang in the building. But yes, y'all, thank you for joining me tonight. This has been the first episode of Welcome to HollyHood. Next week we gonna have some more topics. This is the first go round. We gonna get more polished. We gonna get better. You know what I mean? Facts. 1990 is the best year. You know what I mean? But before we get out of here, I mean, we got some watchers. Every week I want to do this. I mean, it's some things that I want to talk about. There's some things that need to be talked about. And I also want to talk about the things y'all want me to talk about. So, you know what I mean? If there's anything else you want me to say or get into before I get out of here, let me know. You know what I mean? Drop it in the comments right now. And also, yes, I'm on this show. I will, not every week will I be doing this by myself. I'm going to invite somebody on to talk with me. So, you know what I mean? If you want to come on, you want to chat with the sensei, you want to talk with me, let me know. You know what I mean? I'm going to do that like every other week. I'm going to have a guest on. You know what I mean? So let me know. I mean, if you try to hop on this, John, I greatly appreciate anybody that's trying to come through and talk with me. You know what I mean? But yeah, if it's anything, like I said, if it's anything you want me to speak on before I get out of here, drop it in the comments. Or if you want me to touch on it next week, drop it in the comments. You know what I mean? That's what I want to do. I want to know what my viewers want me to talk about. You know what I mean? I want y'all to help me out too. You know what I mean? So if you got something that you think the sensei should speak on, you want to hear my thoughts about, put it in the comments. Let me know. But until then, while I'm waiting for those comments, I'm going to let you know to follow the Blerd Cartel on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Spotify, TikTok, and Twitch. You know what I mean? Like, share, and subscribe. We on all platforms. You know what I mean? And make sure you follow me, HollyHood Sensei, on all my platforms. HollyHood underscore Sensei 215 on TikTok. HollyHood underscore Sensei on Instagram. Sensei HollyHood on Twitter. You know what I mean? I'm not giving out the Facebook. If you know me, you know me. If not, just follow the other Jones. You know what I mean? All right, but I ain't get no comments about topics y'all want me to talk about. So I'm going to get up out of here. You know what I mean? If you don't want to put the topics in the comments, you can holler at me on Instagram. You know what I mean? Hit me in the DM. Send me some topics you want me to talk about. Send me some clips you want me to react to, or whatever. Send it to my DM. You know what I mean? And I'll talk about it on the show. You know what I mean? We should talk about dropping toxic relationships, friendships, and family next week. All right, bet. You know what I mean? We with it. Aisha Morgan, you young. Girl, you like 2 years older than me. So come on now. You acting like you really an old head in these streets. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, and before I get out of here, speaking on toxicity, that shit is not cute. You know what I mean? It's not cute at all. We live in this culture where, that shit is promoted like, it's a need for relationships, and it's not. It's not at all. Like, I mean, all that toxic shit is dead. You know what I mean? Grow up, become healthy. You know what I mean? Get healthy. We don't do toxicity. You know what I mean, we promoting healthy relationships, healthy communication, healthy love. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna see y'all next week, man. It's your boy, HollyHood Sensei, Sensei of the Blerd Cartel, CEO status. We out of here.